Hey Aries, welcome to July of 2022. This is a video just for you. I decided to give this a shot. I'm Lori Lothian, Hellenistic astrologer, tropical whole sign houses. Welcome. All right, let's talk about the big highlights for you. I'm not going to cover every single thing, but quite a bit of what this month of July looks like. The most important thing, bar none, is the movement of the Lord of your sign, Mars, out of the sign of Aries. And where will he head off to? He will go into Taurus, the sign next to it. And that's happening on July the 5th. And it moves his attention away from the house of your body, the house of you, into the house of your earnings and possessions. But let's say this, think back of how you've been feeling since March, May, no, my dates, where am I? 6 weeks ago on the 24th of May, when he moved into Aries. If you're not, if you're an Aries like me, Aries sun and moon is what I am. You've been on fire, you've busting your butt, you've been busy, you've been taking action, you've been trying to exercise again, you've been full of confidence, you've been just like going forward in warrior hero mode. So I can definitely relate because I'm doing way too much stuff right now. I'm teaching classes, I'm on my YouTube, I've got clients, and I'm taking a coaching program. So I'm a little on that, like, oh my God, I'm really tired. So on July 5th, some of us Aries will sort of wind down. Oh, we've been jacked up. And the last time we had Mars in Aries, okay, it's usually only 6 weeks, but it was June of 20 to January of 21. And it was a rare 6-month transit where we were really going for it, super on fire. Now, here we are again. We get the 6-week version coming to a close on July 5th. So get ready to sort of feel like, you could sort of, it's like some kind of like tough coach that's been pushing you within you has let down the intensity. And then Mars in your second house will ask you to do money things. Basically, focus on your money. He can help you spend money because you need to buy something. He can help you sell something if you need to sell something. He's not his best in Taurus, let me say. So you might buy something you don't need just because it's super pleasurable. So be careful for luxury items or pleasure items that you don't need. But Mars, doesn't have his wherewithal to say, stop the purchase. If you want to get rid of foods, addictions, things you put in your mouth, things you shouldn't eat, Mars is like the elimination diet god going right through your second house of things you ingest and put in your mouth. So it is a really good time to quit a bad habit. And it's a really good time as well to just pull back on excesses of pleasures that you don't need to be ingesting or smoking or whatever. Anything else I'd say, it's a great time to sell something that you don't need as well. Mars here will help you eliminate things that are excessive and you no longer need, and bring in a little bit of cash money flow from that. Oh, I've got that magic lamp lighting up behind me. At the beginning of the month on July 1st, 2nd or so, you're going to find that Mars is very ambitiously poking at Pluto in Capricorn in your 10th house. Now, when I say poking at, I mean they're in a square. So they're in a conflictual energy with each other called 90 degrees. And at this point, you may feel like you have to come to terms with some kind of control or some kind of exertion of control or bossy or overlording energy from somebody or something in your career environment, your 10th house. And because it's also your reputation in the world, similar, where is your reputation under a lot of pressure, or is somebody trying to control something in that regard? And you are with Mars in your first house, right? And especially the rising sign people. So this is for you to say, you can absolutely win the day. It's like, if you have to overcome a challenging situation with another person regarding career, you can succeed. It's also, if you need to have obsessive, intense focus, this Mars Pluto energy can bring that. Okay. You can like bear down and actually get a huge amount accomplished in a very intense and short time. And that's good if you need to do that. And it'll be something you need to do regarding your career, not something you need to do because it's a fun hobby. So that could be an incredible 1, 2, 3 days, let's say the last day of June and the first 2 days of July, to really buckle down. Now, let's keep going and go through some of the other things that are happening in our sky. So on the 8th to the 11th of July, you're going to find that a happy surprise could come, or some happy developments like thunder, lightning, boom, some blow up of something positive. Uranus, the god of something unexpected, sudden, and shocking, but sometimes good, is sextiling the sun, and those two energies will have a sense of illuminating your sky and bringing something really, really exciting to you. Now, this could be a very positive development financially, because where, of course, you want to see success happen is in your second house of money. You do have Uranus moving through there since 2019 to 2026. You could do a rags to riches, okay? And so with this Uranus in the money house and this solar energy in the fourth house, which is to say that the sun is moving through Cancer. Where could you experience something that is a very exciting, positive opportunity that involves both themes of home, domestic life, apartment, real estate, all of that, and money, money, honey, or possessions, all of that. So this is a positive influence window between around the 8th and the 11th of July. Later on, you'll find around the 11th to the 15th, the follow-up act is Venus will be trining Saturn. And, you know, Venus is a benefic. She's a goddess of money and love. And in a trine, she's flowing and harmonious and operating from her best self, you know what I mean? She's on her game, and that's an air trine. So she'll be moving through your third house of trips and travel, short distance trips and travel, skills-based learning, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, and all of that, and the online world. And you may find that this is a journey you're taking, for example, and it involves romance, or if you didn't expect it to, it might show up as romance. Trining Saturn, if you're on a trip with someone, like a romantic getaway, this could really seal the deal. Saturn is longevity and Venus is love. So a long lasting love could form from this. Funnily, Saturn is in the house of friendships for you guys. So maybe you take a trip with a friend and it turns romantic, okay? Or it's just very, very pleasurable. So keep that in mind from the 11th to the 15th of the month of July. So funny enough, I'll be traveling with a friend. So, you know, it's like, you can't make this stuff up. Also, you could get a favor from somebody in power and or in your extended social network or extended friendship circles that's going to positively influence something you're doing in that third house. Of course, you're taking a trip you want to take, or some sibling relationship enhanced, etc. And what else do I want to tell you about? I would love you to know that there's a full moon in your 10th house of career, bringing something to fullness that you started about 6 months ago. So what is going to fruit here on July 13th with a moon conjunct Capricorn, Pluto in your 10th house of career? Well, something's coming to a big, bright space for you. It's like, sometimes these full moons are like culminating, ending, because it comes to the completion energy of something, but sometimes it's just a big brightness of something succeeding. So in the 2 weeks that follow that, look for a feeling of career success. Mars, your Lord, is the exaltation Lord of that part of the sky, and he'll be in an earth trine while he's moving from July 5th to the end of the month through Taurus, trining up, loving up your career house. And at the same time, this big full moon is going to add some goodness there. So yes, it's on the 13th. It is conjunct Pluto. I don't mind that so much because it's just power. And you may just be powering up in a career thing in the first 2 weeks of July, or July 13th, add 2 weeks by the end of the month. And lastly, there is an opposition to Mercury on that. And that could mean you have some information or some news, because Mercury's across away from that moon with the sun, and it's also coming in very hot and heavy. I don't know that it's necessarily a negative thing because this full moon reflects the light of Mercury meeting with the sun, and in fact, Mercury and the sun will become completely fused in what's called a gazemi on the July 16th, right? 3 days after this moon. So there's kind of an enchantment here, kind of a magical quality. So you may get some information coming from home base, the fourth house, something to do with home, something within your home, but it's also powering up from your 10th house as well. So there's interconnections here that are ongoing. Information and news that can come to you from your family of origin could also be happening around that full moon in the 2 weeks that follow. But you are having career success in some fundamental way. Now, what else is coming up for you guys? I'm looking at my long sheet here. Mars, your Lord, will conjunct Uranus near the end of the month. Now, don't forget, I'm not including every single thing that happens. And this is a big deal. A lot of it bleeds into August. And there's a conjunction between Mars, the North Node, and Uranus happening around July the 29th through to August 5th. There's a lot of intensity in the sky. At the very end of the month, as this is building up, you might start to feel this kind of frisson of electric tension. You may feel like you are all, electrified somehow because you really relate to Mars. It's your Lord of your first house, your body. And as Mars is getting in touch with Uranus and Taurus, it is kind of something about, and the North Node, about explosive, maybe exciting dramatic changes in your earnings. Now, rags to riches is some of the things you guys can do with that Uranus there. North Node expands the Uranus and makes it even bigger. Lightning bolts of money, strikes of good money. And then, Mars is your Lord. So for you guys, I don't think that his journey to Uranus, unlike the collective, which can be an explosive device or, terrorist act or another shooting or something, for you, it very might likely be something like a big frigging amazing money time for you around the end of this month into the first week of August. And it really feel explosive, exhilarating, exciting. And it has a lot of momentum. And maybe it's a result of all that work you were putting in when Mars was moving through Aries from May 24th until July 5th. And we're going to round out the last storyline around July 28th. There is a Leo moon. I'll be going into a lot more detail during my lunar videos, right? So I'm not going to go into all the asteroids and the stars here, but just to say a new moon at 5 degrees of Leo trining Jupiter is happening in the end of the month. And this is a very lovely action for you guys. First of all, it's about romance or pleasure or enjoyment of life. It's really vitalizing for you. It brings back wonder, awe, innocence, a sense of joy and fun is beginning to blossom. It'll take up to 6 months to fully fruit, but it's the start of something new. And your 5th house is your house of children. So they could be doing well, or you feel really good about how they're doing in life. And if you're a single Aries and you're looking for love, this new moon is wonderful for romance and bringing something new and fresh in that makes you feel like a child again. And Jupiter is in a trine to this. And Jupiter, of course, is luck and opportunity. So I want to say the 5th house is money, luck, and speculation. And Jupiter is the god of luck, and a trine is the nature of Jupiter. Meaning what? You can experience a nice bolt of money luck through the mechanism of this particular sky. So it would be a good idea around the new moon, which is July 28th, to buy a lottery ticket. Do not spend all your money on the lottery ticket. Do what you can afford. But Jupiter is moving through the house of you, and he's trying to give you the luck you need. And this is an opportunity for that. Thank you, Aries, for listening. And don't forget to check out all my other videos and all my other products, and check my description box and hit the like and subscribe button. I will be doing a longer video about the meaning of this July for the collective. You can check that out when you subscribe to my channel, but this is just the mini readings for each of the signs. Thank you so much.